Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Nahmaduhu wa nastaghfiruh wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa may yudlilhu fala hadiya lahu. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim, mubarik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim fil alamin innaka Hamidum Majid. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli, amma ba'd. All praise be to Allah. We praise Him. We ask for His forgiveness. We have for His help. We seek refuge with Allah from the weakness of ourselves and the badness of our deeds. Whoever been given by Allah guidance, then nobody can be guided for him, can be misguided for him. And whoever be misguided by Allah, then nobody can be guided for him. I bear witness there's no God as Allah, only Him, no associate for Him. And I bear witness that Muhammad is His messenger and His servant. Oh Allah, give good prayers upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, as you have given to Abraham and the family of Abraham. Oh Allah, give blessing upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, as you have give to Abraham and the family of Abraham. Verily, you are most worthy of praises and abundant of gift. Today, inshallah, we will go into the our next topic in honoring knowledge. Last time when we met, we took the 10th summarization, the 10th summarization of this book, honoring knowledge. Yep. And today, inshallah, we will go into the 11th. Last time when we met, we talked about the importance of to always be with the manners of knowledge, because everything has its manners, and the manners or good manners in knowledge is actually very important, because no one will be given knowledge except if he have the good manner with the knowledge itself. So that's what we took before. Inshallah, today we'll go into the next one, the 11th summarization of honoring knowledge. The 11th summarization entitled Al-Ma'kidul Hadi Ashara. Al-Ma'kidu Al-Hadi Ashara, 11th summarization. Siyanatul ilmi amma yashinu mimma yukhaliful muru'ata wa yukhrimuha. The 11 summarization entitled protecting knowledge from whatever is disgracing, and from whatever going against chivalry or self-respect, and also chivalry, breaking towards the chivalry, or we say self-respect, as we say, self-respect. Actually, wait a minute. Okay, he said here, the 11th summarization, protecting knowledge from whatever is disgracing, and from whatever going against and breaking chivalry. Means that or we say muru'ah in Arabic. He said here muru'ah. Muru'ah is actually is actually one of the good manners. We cannot say that it is manners. Good manners is there, but the topic is not about the good manners. We took about the topic about the adab, good manners concerning knowledge. We already took it. So the 11th one is actually when you say about muru'ah is translated as chivalry, loyalty. And more is actually containing many of the meanings of good manners, not only one thing of good manners. Okay, inshallah, we have to. Okay, because the application stopped. Okay, continue inshallah. So you say here, Al-Maqidus Hadi Ashara, 11th summarization, Siyanatul Ilmi, protecting knowledge, Amma Yashinu, from whatever disgracing the knowledge, Mimma Yukhalifu Muru'ata, from among things that is really going against chivalry, and also breaking the chivalry, inshallah. So we want to learn about this today, inshallah. He said here, Malam yasunil ilma, lam yasunhul ilmu. Kama qala Shafi'iyu. He said, whoever doesn't protect knowledge, then the knowledge will not protect him. Has been said by Shafi'i rahimahullah. Waman akhalla bil muru'ati, and whosoever breach the chivalry of the chivalry of muru'ah, means that the self-respect, bil wuqu'i fima yashinu, by falling into whatever disgracing, faqad istakhaffa bil ilmi, then he already belittling the knowledge. Falam yu'azzimhu wa waqa'a fil batalati, then the person is considered not honoring the knowledge, not honoring the knowledge, and also he fell into the idleness or laziness, you say. Fatufdi bihi al-halu ila zawali ismi al-ilmi anhu, then the situation would bring him to lose the knowledge name from him. Means the name known for a person to have a good name with knowledge will be gone, will be taken away from him if he doesn't have the say chivalry or self-respect to the knowledge. He said here, Qala Wahab bin Munabbih rahimahullah. Wahab bin Munabbih rahimahullah is among from the tabi'in, among the scholars of that time. He said here, La yakunu al-battalu min al-hukama. The idols, those who lazy or doesn't do, she doesn't take care. You see, lazy wasters would not be from among the wise. To become hukama words can be said as hakim, wisdom, a person, wisdom. Hukama is the plural form of the hakim. When you read in the Quran, one of the surah is called Luqman, Al-Hakim. Luqman is one of the knowledgeable person. When he advised his son, Then Allah Ta'ala recorded what the advice being given from him to his son, because one of the great advisors from a father to his children is what being given by Luqman. We call Luqman Al-Hakim. In Al-Hakim is actually not his name, but his title as a wise person, the wise, Luqman the wise. So he said here, Wahab ibn Abi said, La yakul al-battalu min hukama, will not ever be among the wise people, whoever is actually idle. And then the idleness here being said as laziness being said here, especially for those who doesn't honor or doesn't have this the self-respect or chivalry in knowledge, doesn't take care of the muru'ah in the knowledge. Wajma'il muru'ati kama qalahu Ibn Taymiyah al-Jaddu fil Muharrar wa tabi'ahu hafiduhu fi ba'di fatawihi, and the combination of chivalry has been said by Ibn Taymiyah, the grandfather. When we say Ibn Taymiyah, the grandfather, is actually the grandfather of Ibn Taymiyah, Ahmad bin Abdul Halim. So they shared the same title, or the same known name to people, by saying that this is Ibn Taymiyah, this is Ibn Taymiyah. Both of them is Ibn Taymiyah, but the grandfather is always called as Ibn Taymiyah al-Jadd. Ibn Taymiyah al-Jadd, the Ibn Taymiyah, the grandfather, and his grandson Ibn Taymiyah, the grandson. But normally the most known are the grandson, not the grandfather. Even though the grandfather is also a scholar known to actually to give most beneficial knowledge to others, and he is actually one of the people who made compilation of the hadith about rulings in Islam. The book or the compilation being explained by Imam Ash-Shawkani in his book Nail Autar. So the compilation is made by Muntaqal Akhbar is made by the grandfather, the Ibn Taymiyah grandfather, not the grandson. The grandson is actually not known for many other knowledge, but the grandfather was known as one of the scholars of hadith. So we say here that the grandfather, the Taymiyah grandfather, said in his book Al-Muharrar, and followed by his grandson, the Ibn Taymiyah, the grandson, in some of his fatwas, opinion, when he give opinion about something, in question to him, or he explain something about religion, he call fatwa. So they said that the chivalry, the combination, the things that will gather the chivalry inside you, he said here, by using, he said here in the Arabic first, by isti'mal ma yujammiluhu wa yuzinuhu wa yazinuhu wa tajannubu ma yudannisuhu wa yashinuhu. Actually, the way for you to gather chivalry or the good self-respect in yourself when you are learning knowledge, is that by using whatever that will beautify and adorns the person, while avoiding whatever that will tarnish and disgrace the person. So whatever will make you being beautified, your soul being beautified by it, that is the way, and avoiding anything that will make you your soul being tarnished or disgraced by that act or that things that you do. So the thing that actually the person have to always look up to himself whether the things that he's doing is actually becoming a good thing for him or not. Yesterday, when I have another class session, um, it's actually about 50 rules, 50 rules from Al-Quran. The author took about 50 ayah or 50 short ayah, few words from Al-Quran Karim for every rules, so that he said it's concerning about the life and the uh, about life and the soul and the life, the soul of a person, and also the life of a human being, or the connection between you and others. So the fourth the fourth rules is actually he took from the ayah Surah Al-Qiyamah, verse number 14 and 15. Allah said in that ayah, bal insanu ala nafsihi basirah walau alqa ma'adhirah. Even so, human is actually upon himself is actually very knowing, very knowing about you about yourself. You all knowing about yourself. You know everything about yourself better than others. Walau alqa ma'adhirah, even though he he give away any excuses, but he himself know about about the soul, or about him. So when we want to practice what being said by Ibn Taymiyyah al-Jad and his grandson Ibn Taymiyyah al-Hafid, when he said about using whatever will beautify it, beautify the soul, and also adorn the soul, adorning the soul, and also at the same time to make sure that you go away, you take a distance, avoid whatever will tarnish the soul, and also making or actually say disgracing the soul, whatever disgracing the soul, both of it you have to make sure you go away from that. But when we say about this thing, the ayah 14 and 15 of Surah Al-Qiyamah surely will help us in beautifying or making sure that we actually have the good chivalry or the good self-respect in learning and knowledge. So he said, and in that ayah, Allah said, human upon himself is actually look at everything from himself, even though he give away his reason, he say this or that, but he himself know about himself. The person will be the most knowing about himself after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. After Allah ta'ala, then because knowledge of Allah is more complete, we human being can change from day to another. So when we want to make sure that you beautify yourself, this is the way that Ibn Hazm al-Zahiri wrote about himself, actually practicing the ayah of 14 and 15. When you actually knowing about your soul or yourself better than others, so list down whatever weakness or the imperfectness of your attitude of yourself in the paper. Then try to overcome everything on that paper one by one. So Ibn Hazm al-Zahiri, he said that he did it, and he classified whatever he did success in making amends upon his attitude or his soul, and what is partially being done from among everything. So when we see about this thing, we surely know that you yourself will know. Like we say, we want to order yourself, beautify yourself with goodness. everything is good, and then want to make sure that everything is not good, be taken away, you have to list down everything about the things that will make yourself better and what will make yourself being disgraced. I mean disgraced. Yeah. That's why that's one of the best thing about that ayah. Bal insanu ala nafsihi basira. Verily, a human upon himself is more all-knowing. Walau alqa ma'adira, even though he throw away, excuses about himself. That's the way. So when you want to be better, try to make that things. Sure, we can see that many of our friends, even our teachers before, said that our close friend, is actually the mirror for us. He actually will correct us. But the problem is, most of our friends may feel reluctant or afraid to say to us something. So even though he actually will be better to show to you, maybe he actually your friend if he will be shy, but the other part is actually the from himself, from the self of the person. That is the thing that must be done first before you ask him from others, because others maybe not really sincere with you, not because they are not a good person, because they thought about a lot of things. They feel worried. They are worried if you talk to them directly, they will start to run away from you. That's why most people doesn't ever advise their friend directly. They will try to give hint, but they cannot say go up. They cannot say anything direct. You are friends with him, but in talking, you still actually putting yourself with him in boundaries. Okay. He said here, Qila li Abi Muhammad Sufyan ibn Uyainah. He said to Abu Muhammad Sufyan ibn Uyainah, from among the scholars of hadith, the narrator of Bukhari and Muslim, Sufyan bin Uyainah. He said there, he said to him, Qila li Abi Muhammad Sufyan ibn Uyainah. He's been said to Abi Muhammad Sufyan bin Uyainah, Qalistanbatta min al-Qur'ani kulla shay'in fa ayna al-muru'atu fihi. You have already taken out, you have derived from the Quran everything, because he's been known as one of the scholars. So he said here, everything you have derived from Al-Quran Karim, everything. فَأَيْنَ الْمُرُؤَةُ فِيهِ. Then where is the chivalry or the self-respect inside the Quran? Where is it? Show me. Sometimes the question like this is just to dare a person that he doesn't like. You say something like that. It's not really an adab, a good manners for we say meeting in the road or beside the road, which one another, because not proper. It's not proper like that. So Uyana been asked by somebody, not being said here, not mentioned here. He said that you already derived from the Quran everything. But then where is the akhlaq? Where is the muru'ah? Where is the chivalry? Where is it? Faqala, then Sufyan bin Uyainah said, Fi qawlihi ta'ala, it is inside the saying of Allah Ta'ala, Khudil afwa wa'mul bil urfi wa'arid al jahilin. Khudil afwa, take whatever is given freely. Wa'mil bil urfi, enjoy what is good. Wa'arid al jahilin, and turn away from the ignorant. This is actually what being advised by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala to His Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, to first khudil afwa, take whatever in one of the explanation we said that take whatever is freely given, or it means it also be known as khudil afwa. You can be mad to somebody. You can be angry with somebody. You can shout at him, but you take the path of forgiving. The path of forgiving. You forgive him, and you don't want to remember anything about that anymore. Because khudil afwa. Wa'mur bil urfi, and command and tell others to do with urf, whatever is good, socially known in the community is good. Then then you, O Muhammad, should be like that. He said, wa'mur bil urfi wa'arid anil jahilin, and also go away or look away anil jahilin, from the ignorant. Al-Araf, verse number 199. Fafihi, then Sufyan bin Uyainah said to the person who asked him, Fafihi, inside the ayah, fi qawlihi ta'ala faqala, Fafihi, inside the ayah, al-muru'atu, chivalry, means that you can struggle, you can be mad with somebody, but you choose the higher ground. Means that you don't want to care about that. You pick a better solution. You take a better one. You can be mad, you can shout back, but you took the good things, the good thing about being a better person. Be a better person. It's being said like that. Means that if you go into that situation and you don't be a better person, then you lose. Coffee inside the ayah, first thing first is muru'ah, self-respect or chivalry. That is khudil afwa. Wa husnil adab, and also good manners. Wa'mur bil urfi, means that tell people according to whatever is actually suitable for them. That's the thing. Husnul adab, you don't ever met a person at one time, but actually you keep it quiet, and you don't want to say anything out loud. So you say wa'mur bil urfi, and wa'arid anil jahilin, and also go back or turn away from those who are ignorant. Those who are ignorant, you don't have to argue with them, because it's not really their place, your place to be confronting them. Just let go, forgive and forget. Because the one way to be that type of chivalry or that type of self-respect, not going into things that will tarnish or will make you suffer. No, you can be a better person, but the way is actually one of the best way is to forgive and forget. Means that anything happen to you, you have to think that it is because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not only the good one, also the things essentially you don't like it. Things that you don't like, Allah ta'ala give you guidance and tell you to do it. So this type of situation can be trained. You can train yourself to become respectful, to think that you think furthermore. Means that if you think about that situation at that time, maybe your basically muru'ah, chivalry or self-respect will become lower than that. You're thinking about to defend yourself, defend yourself from others. So everything is actually concerning that part. If you believe in qadar, then letting go something is actually more easier. Letting go away anything, it will be easier for you rather than you try to get justice or anything to get back to people who saying back to you. But if you understand that everything is happening because of Allah, then you actually will not have any problem to forgive and forget, because that is the way to become a better person. Take a high ground. Don't ever try to fight something that's actually not worth it for you. So here, after that, وَمِنْ أَلْزَمِ أَدَبِ النَّفْسِ لِلطَّالِبِ, and from among, he said here, from among imposed self-behavior for student, means that what we say become obligated for a student to have this type of behavior is actually first thing first, tahallihi bil muru'ati, means that the student must decorate himself with chivalry, means that self-respect, wama yahmil alaiha, and whatever will bring him towards that self-respect, and watanakkubuhu khawarimaha allati tahullu biha, and he also have to avoid himself and from the things, the breakers of chivalry, the breakers of self-respect, that will actually breach the self-respect in himself. The things that being said here by the author as examples that should not be done by a student, kahalki lihiyatihi, such as shaving his beard. Okay, why? Okay. Because this thing is actually, I don't know, when you look at some places like in Egypt, or in some places in Iraq, or in Syria, those people there, most of them, they gone through a state where the government at the place and at the countries, they doesn't like the appearance of a good Muslim. So whatever being said in the hadith or in the Quran, for you to be a Muslim like that, they don't really like it, because at that time, in the end of the early of 60s, most of the Arab country, most of the generals there, they look up to the Soviet Union as an alternative for advancement in their country. So they start to not only take the way the government, the way of those countries that Russia govern their countries. They also took all the values and the belief. That's why in the early 60s, end of 50, most of the Arab country, they actually have the tendency to become a socialist, like Egypt, like the most of Muslim nation in Africa, also in Iraq. They have that types of belief that they can be a better Arabs by becoming a socialist, not a Muslim anymore. And at that time, if you can look for the appearance of the soldiers or those we say generals at those countries, most of them are keeping their mustache, but they get rid of their beard. No beard there, but only mustache. It's actually that saying that the same look can be seen in the face of Lenin, Joseph Lenin, Joseph Stalin, not Lenin, Joseph Stalin. Because at this time, you see that actually Russia is actually in Cold War with USA. So being said that they are the rivals of USA. So most of the Arab countries, their leaders have that tendency to become assassins, and their appearance also. So at that time, we can see that people who actually keeping their beard is considered as not good. And even if you can see that in the cartoon, cartoon Popeye the Salaman. So being portrayed, Popeye doesn't have beard, good person. Brutus, the enemy, bad person, have beard. Beard is there. That's the way. But the problem is in the circle of uh, the students of Islamic religion. They should be actually doing whatever the Prophet ﷺ said to them. From among the commands is actually the Prophet ﷺ said, "Awfuliha wa qasu syarib." Let the beard grow long, but cut off, trim the mustache. So those people actually doing this, the opposite. They're keeping their mustache and they get rid of their beard. So this is what happened. So when here in our book, when the author said from among things that is actually considered as breaching the self-respect or the muru'ah or the chivalry, is actually kahalki lihyati, like a student to shave their beard. So how can you become the follower of the Prophet ﷺ if you cannot keep your beard? And the Prophet ﷺ, he himself told us about that. Keeping beard is actually being obligated by the Prophet ﷺ. He said, "Awfuliha wa qasu syarib." So how can you do anything else and you let go of one thing from what he's saying? Because in practicing Islam, especially in the government level, not among the human being, normal person level, but among the government, then they will have a problem if they want to have their own way without following the Prophet Muhammad ways, the way of the Prophet, or the way that they think is actually good for them. Because the things about saying keeping beard is actually known. Nobody should shave their beard to actually just to not to be looked as Islamist. Because once before in Egypt, anybody who have a beard, they will be caught and being sent to jail. So that's happened. But now we have that option, so not to do it. So you have to keep your beard. So it's among the things that being considered as khawarimu al-muru'ah, things that essentially will tarnish or breach your self-respect. Okay. Aw kathratil iltifati fi tariq. Or other than that, like too much heat means that looking around at the road. Means that you looking around, seeing looking around, because the more you look, the more possible for you to look at something that is not permissible by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, especially in our time right now. In our time right now, it means that the whole people, many people that walking around the road, most of them doesn't really care about what they wear, clothing, doesn't following the guidance of Islam in wearing their clothes. That's one thing. So by looking around, heat to one place to another, that is actually not the good things. Because for a student of Islamic knowledge, you have to stay that and make sure that your eyes doesn't go away far from you, doesn't look around, because actually the things will not only affect at that time, but also can make you doesn't really, we say, satisfied with whatever you have. Like you always like to look at others in their car. You look at your car, and after that you will be comparing, and in the end you will not be satisfied with whatever you have, even though whatever you have only the best for you. That's why looking around is not really good for you, for a student of for a student that learning the knowledge, they have to make sure that their eyes is actually not wandering around, looking around, doesn't be limited to one place at one time. Okay. أو مد الرجلين في مجمع الناس من غير حاجة ولا ضرورة داعية. Or stretching both feet, your leg, you stretch them, both of them, in front of others. It's actually not a good thing for you to show your feet towards others. Okay? Except here, min ghairi hajatin, without any need. If you have you feel something in your leg and you want to stretch it, it's okay. But to do that without any things, without any reason, the actually is not good. Okay. So here, wala daruratin da'iyatin, and without any necessity called for. No, it's not necessary for you, but you do it. Or suhbatil aradili wa fusaqi wal mujjani wal battalin, or be friend from among things that will tarnish or will breach your self-respect is be friend with the despicable. Despicable means that those who are actually low in not their status in the community, but in their akhlaq, in their manners. They are not people who take care of their manners. They don't have manners. So that means that is what say aradi. People who are actually called as aradi, in lowest people among you. Or fusak. Fusak means sinful. The person who doing sin and keep on doing sin. You don't ever make friend with them. If you want to guide them, then from time to time. But if you want to stay with them, that's actually something that you should do that because it will be a breaching of your self-respect or your chivalry. Okay, and also you say here al-mujan. Mujan means that impertinent, the impertinent, and wabatalin the idols, the lazies. Who see people who doesn't want to go on with the knowledge, just stay at one place. Okay, that's just the thing that we said here. Or musara'atil ahdathi was sigar, and from among things that will make your self-respect or chivalry become down, essentially musara'atil ahdath, is that you fight or you try to say you tussle the youngsters and the small child. It's not really your level to be actually opposing with them. You are more bigger than that. You are more better than that from doing that to yourself. Okay, musara'at al-ahdath. That's the meaning of say when a person wrestle with small children or youngsters. Youngsters will beat them, and that's actually among things that should not be done because this is actually things that we will make your your muru'ah or your self-respect become a breach. Wallahu alam. Okay. Finish because actually today the book the note is quite short. Just a page and a paragraph, one page and paragraph. So we can we do try to elaborate. Inshallah, we stop here and we look into our question. Inshallah. Hey, we just have a salam from one of our students. Assalamualaikum Ustaz. Waalaikumsalam. That is only question there. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Anyway, now we know that from among things that you want to do, some of the scholars saying that wearing jeans, fit, trousers, things that actually will be considered as khawari umuru'ah. Things that actually reaching or actually breaking up the good manners in yourself. Okay, because there's no other question, so I think we'll stop here. Because we can, I have other task, then I cannot do our class from Al Khadim. So inshallah, next month we will be starting again. In our place in Klang Valley. Already get the second phase, the third phase, going into the third phase. Inshallah, we start having seminars or classes on site, but by the explanation, inshallah, be given at our Facebook or Twitter. Do follow them, and then you get the latest updates about how the SOPs or how the meeting or any seminars will be conducted on site, inshallah. Baik, wallahu a'lam. Stop here. Sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa sallam, alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Subhanaka anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.